Alright guys, we're going to do a little quick video this morning on the Gene-Berg temperature dipstick. Yours will come with instructions. I sort of butched my instructions up. They got heat shrink to the package. I was bitching a little bit and I could hear Gene in the background telling me that I didn't open the box right. So be careful when you open your box. This is what will be in it. You'll have a dipstick, you'll have a wire, you'll have a couple ends, should be 3 ends, terminal that pushes onto your original oil sender. We'll have 2 spades coming off of that. You'll have 1 push on for your wire and 1 round looper for the other end of the wire and a nut to attach it to the dipstick. So let's go ahead and get this started. I don't like to cut the wire. I'm going to leave the wire stock length, and then we'll just well, maybe we'll cut the wire, but you can always loop this up, roll it up on a screwdriver, coil it instead of cutting it is what I like to do. So if you guys want to start by reading the instructions here, I'm missing the bottom half of mine, and this is basically in the bottom. It just talks about being careful not letting oil attendant or a gas station attendant check the oil with the temperature dipstick, and to be careful putting it in and out of the tube. They already come calibrated and pretty much ready to go in. You want to position it in the 9 o'clock position, your wire. That was in the instructions here. Basically it's just saying that it's turning the light on at 227 degrees. Oil temperature, you know, it says that the light will come on when you're climbing hills or getting on it, you know, and that you should take it easy until the light stops flickering or goes off altogether. This is an alternative to a gauge. If you don't have a gauge in your car and you want to use the factory light, this is the way to do it. Let me grab a stripper real quick. There we go. Had to get some strippers. Thought I had everything I needed, but I didn't. So anyway, I saw Greg saw the carburetor video, and said that he's got some AJ Sim carburetors. And, those might not work out for you, buddy. It was funny. I was down at Scooters yesterday, and we were talking about AJ Sims and Cadrons. AJ used to refer to himself as Mr. Cadron, and he's since taken that ad down. I guess AJ started working for Clyde Berg, and Clyde taught him some tricks, and basically he went out on his own and started his own deal with the knowledge that he got from Clyde. So I guess there was some hard feelings there. He pissed the Volkswagen gods off, and I haven't heard a lot about AJ lately, but I'm sure he's still out there. So we're putting the end on. Going to deploy a little heat shrink here. Go ahead and shrink that down. You guys can do it however you like. There's no right way, wrong way. As long as you're paying for the part and you're happy with the way you're doing it, and you're doing it the right way. Buying the parts half the battle. Alright, strip the other end here. Anyway, hopefully that carburetor information will help you when you get your other set. You can rebuild them. Kits are $25. Watch out for these accelerator pump rubbers. I don't know what AJ's done to those carburetors, but there is a market for those. Alright, I had some heat shrink up here and I just seem to have lost it. Crazy. Well, you saw it live on YouTube. There it is. Thought I had an anomaly there for a minute. Shit disappears all the time here. Thought it just happened again. So there we go. We're putting our last end on here. You can really do this quicker if you're not making a video. But a lot of guys have asked about this, so I figured I would make a video. Apparently Gene's got these for sale again. I know there was some sort of patent dispute. There's another guy selling them on the internet like he came up with the idea. Scooter pointed out to me that Gene's been selling these since the early 80s, so they've had them for a while. Whether they stole the idea from somebody or not, I don't know. But they are selling them again. They're in stock, so if you want to get one of these, GB227 is the part number. And it's a good way to go if you have a Volkswagen. You don't want to burn the motor up and you don't have a gauge. Okay, so we have our wire done. We're going to go ahead and position the wire onto the wire in here. Tighten our nut back down. It's got another nut too. I don't know if it's a lock nut situation, but we'll use that also. Be getting out of frame a little bit there. Sorry about that. Put this other nut on here and lock it down. Of course, it's a 3/8, not an 8mm. That's a little weird. Here's our little wire that swings around and touches that when it gets too hot. There's to come around and touch the other side. I don't know which side it contacts on, but basically this wire comes around and grounds, turns the light on, and that's how it works. Let's go over to the car now. And I realize this might be a little dark. It's the best I can do for you guys right now. The lights I got in my garage. So first thing we're going to do is unplug the oil sending unit. It's one wire. It's right next to the distributor, in case you don't know where that's at. We're going to plug our adapter on there. The adapter fits sort of tight, so don't be alarmed. It's just the quality that you're not used to. Pull the dipstick out next. Keep that in your glove box so you can check your oil. Next, we're going to install the tube into the car. Make sure there's no restrictions or anything around there. I have an oil temperature wire coming up from the bottom of the car. This car actually has a oil temperature gauge in it. But I thought I'd go ahead and put one of these on here just to demonstrate how they work. I'll pull this wire out the bottom here. Reroute that. I like to snake this behind the generator usually, you know. Make sure you don't get caught up in your carb linkage if you got dual carbs. But snake it over, run it around, and then just plug it into your one of your spades that we've just installed. These things are very tight. Sometimes you got to take the spade off, push the wire on, and then reinstall it onto the sending unit because you can smash it. there we go. We got it installed. It's that easy. That simple. Like I said, put your dipstick in your glove box. It's time for me to do an oil change on this. Right at 3,500 miles. I'm 500 miles over. So, gonna change my oil probably this morning here before we get the day going. And put that in the car. And that's how you install the G temperature dipstick. Very easy. Very effective tool if you have an air-cooled motor. Right there it is. Make sure your wire's not in the way. Let it swing around, do its magic. 227 degrees, that'll come on and let you know you're gonna do damage to your motor if you don't slow down and let it cool down. So either employ one of these temperature dipsticks, get a gauge on your dash, cylinder head temperature gauge, oil temperature gauge. Probably the two most important gauges on a Volkswagen. It's an air-cooled motor, and those temperatures have to be kept in check, or it'll definitely shorten the life of your motor. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll keep it short and sweet, and that's how you do that.